I'm a full-time daughter who just rots away at home. Accidentally, I got pulled into a horror game. I never expected the first dungeon to be my own home. Starting off in a dungeon with a 0.01% survival rate. The viewers in the livestream are all saying this newbie is dead meat. As for me, I'm enthusiastically greeting a specter carrying a shopping basket and playing with a little girl who's using intestines as a jump rope, facing the final boss with a 5-meter machete. I rush over like a happy puppy and give him a big hug. Seeing this, the livestream viewers completely lost their minds. I've never seen a newbie so delusional. She's actually trying to act like family with the specters. Wait, who is she calling mom? That is the ultimate boss. Wait, he's actually eating a human hand? My dad is holding my mom's hand while I'm gnawing on chicken feet given by the neighbor auntie. What boss eating hands? Where? Welcome to the Happy Community S-Rank dungeon. Players clear the dungeon by surviving for 3 days. Please play your role well. Be a good child to your parents. First meeting with other players. I listened to the system's voice, looking utterly confused. 1 second I was at home playing cards with my grandparents. The next second, I'm a player in a horror game? As a full-time daughter, my main source of income is my grandparents' pension and an allowance from my parents. My biggest mission is just staying at home, providing emotional value to my family. It's not like I didn't have ambitions. I took 50,000 yuan in pocket money to start a business, only to end up with 100,000 yuan in debt. I came back home with my tail between my legs. My mom sighed and said, "Staying at home is the greatest contribution you can make." Now, I've been chosen as a player by a horror game. A fragile little thing like me is definitely dead. I silently lie down, spinning on the floor while crying my eyes out. Mom, Dad, I'm a goner for sure. Please remember to burn plenty of spirit money for me. A guy with arm tattoos viciously grabs the old security guard by the collar. What kind of trick is this? Who's gonna believe some random broadcast about a horror game? I'm the leader of the Green Dragon Gang. Give me $1 million or so as compensation, and I'll let this slide. An elite-looking man in the crowd rushes forward to stop him. But he's too late. The old guard opens his mouth and bites the tattooed guy in half with one snap. He didn't even have time to scream before being swallowed whole. Several people collapse to the ground in terror, finally believing the broadcast. The elite man calls himself a veteran player. He's already cleared 5 dungeon worlds. Only by clearing 10 dungeons can one return to the real world. Everyone has an identity card on them. Our mission this time is to play the roles we've been assigned and survive for 3 days. The comments section starts to get active. Oh no, an S-rank dungeon with so many newbies. The survival rate for this dungeon is only 0.01%. It's my first time seeing such a goofy newbie. She's so scared she's rolling around on the floor. Wait. What is she doing? I finally got tired of crying. I climb up from the floor, ready to face death, but then I see the neighborhood in front of me. Isn't this my house? The old guard even waves at me cheerfully. Xiaowen. Why aren't you home keeping your grandma company? I pull out my identity card, totally dazed. Turns out, I'm playing as myself. Players, remember your identities. The elite man leads everyone inside. The guard starts checking the players' names, letting them in one by one. You kids nowadays, no matter how busy work is, don't forget to spend time with family. Look at me, I can't remember anyone except Xiaowen. You're nothing like Xiaowen. She stays home every day with the elderly, so filial. I give a sheepish smile. I'm famous in this neighborhood for being a shut-in. No one here thinks it's bad to stay at home instead of working and living off your parents. In fact, they all envy the Wen family for having their daughter around every day. The old guard slowly flips through his notebook, staring intensely at the trembling yellow hair guy in front of him. What's your name? Who are your parents? Yellow hair instinctively says his real name. He realizes he should change it, but it's too late. The guard's body instantly swells up, transforming into a 2-story tall monster. He grabs the man with massive force. Before yellow hair could even argue, he was crushed by the claws. The guard keeps repeating, he's lying. He's not from this neighborhood. He can't come in. Blood and flesh splatter everywhere. The cowardly players have already peed their pants in fear. The players who haven't entered yet check their identity cards over and over, terrified of ending up like yellow hair. Strangely, I'm not afraid of this scene. Instead, I feel a pang of sadness. The guard returns to normal and continues checking the remaining players as if nothing happened. When it's my turn, he just waves me in. Xiaowen, don't cause trouble. Is there anyone in this neighborhood who doesn't know you? Once everyone is safely inside, they all breathe a massive sigh of relief. It seems we can't afford to make a single mistake. From now on, we are the people on our identity cards. You all saw what happened to that guy. The elite man pauses. Then looks at me suspiciously. Why did the guard treat you specially? He even praised you. I innocently pull out my identity card. Maybe it's because my profession is full-time daughter? The elite man nods, appearing to believe it. There shouldn't be anyone here more experienced than me. So, I'll be the leader. You can all just call me Brother Wang. As long as you listen to me, I promise to get you through this dungeon. I can't stand staying here anymore. I'm hungry and want to go home to my mom. Before I could find an excuse to slip away, someone calls out to me. The neighbor auntie is returning with bags of groceries. Behind her is her little daughter, Jejia. Jejia is happily jumping rope with bloody intestines, skipping along as she moves forward. Oh, you're here. Come help me carry a basket. Saves me a trip to your house. Auntie is very close with our family. Sometimes she shares her groceries with us. I happily run over to help her carry the basket. Finally, an excuse to head home. However, the other players' expressions aren't nearly as good. A girl who looks as fragile as a white lotus can't help but cover her mouth and retch. The comments fly across the screen. That female player's mental strength is incredible. There's a head and a severed hand in that basket, and she actually dared to go pick it up. Could she be an expert playing dumb? From the player's perspective, the neighbor auntie only has half a head, covered in crawling maggots. Little Jejia's skin is covered in burn marks, and half of her pretty face shows the bare white bone. Jejia excitedly runs over to grab my hand. She pulls my head down for a kiss. Sister Zaozeo, long time no see, let's play together. At the same time, the system's cold, mechanical voice rings out. New task. Players present must play a game with Jejia. Jejia stares at the others with innocent eyes. The older brothers and sisters must join too. Brother Wang forces himself to stay calm. He kneels down and asks with a smile. So, what should we play? Jejia clings to me, saying with a grin, I want to play soccer. Uncle, can I borrow your head to kick around? Brother Wang breaks into a cold sweat. I poke her little cheek. Jejia lets me pinch her face, giggling as she leans closer. Okay, I was just joking. Uncle, why are you so stiff? I want to play The Eagle Catches the Chicks. I'll be the eagle. The eagle is coming to eat the chicks. The players immediately understand the underlying meaning. They scramble to be the mother hen. Nobody wants to be the last one in line. Jejia stomps her foot in anger. She points at the tallest among them. Stop arguing, he'll be the mother hen. The rest line up from tallest to shortest. The tall guy is obviously happy, without any effort. He grabbed the safest position. I stand at the very back, indignantly grabbing the shirt of the person in front of me. Damn it. This is height discrimination. Can I even grow any taller? The game begins, with my flexible moves and Jejia going easy on me. She doesn't touch me once. The players gradually let their guard down. Jejia pretends to be angry, suddenly lunging and catching the mother hen. Then she tears off his arm, happily chewing on the flesh. She critiques it with an air of authority. This mother hen is so old and tough to chew. I'm full now, I'm not playing with you anymore. The tall guy's eyes were bloodshot from the pain, and he started shouting recklessly. You didn't catch the chicks, you caught me. My face goes cold. I quickly cover Jejia's ears, even though I know they are specters now. So what? Compared to these players I just met, who are impossible to read, I'd rather take the side of these kind specters who feel like family. The neighbor auntie teleports in front of him. If you don't know how to speak, then don't speak at all. It's getting late. Your parents should be coming to take you home. In the distance, a group of parents is already coming to pick up their kids. The one at the front is clearly my own mom. She looks fierce, as she leads a large group of people over. My eyes light up immediately. I rush over like a happy puppy. Mom. My dear mom. I missed you so much. The parents have reached the players. A specter waving tentacles walks up to the elite man. Time to go home. Come. Mommy wants a hug. Brother Wang is drenched in sweat, his eyes full of terror for the specter in front of him. The other players' parents. Some are like the elite man's mom. Terrifying monsters, but there are also normal-looking people like my mom. A slender woman gently embraces a girl, softly saying, Baby. What do you want to eat today? Mom will cook. The girl's entire body is stiff, terrified that this normal-looking mom might suddenly turn into a monster. I cling to my mom's embrace, holding a spicy chicken foot. The neighbor auntie just stuffed into my hand. I chew as I ask, Mom, what's for dinner? I'm so hungry. My mom kicks me lightly. She smacks my back. Stand up straight. Acting like a baby at your age. The tall guy was picked up and shaken by a 3-meter-tall specter. Son, why aren't you talking to me? Are you unhappy with me? His tongue had just been ripped out. Explaining things was impossible now. He could only make desperate gestures. The specter suddenly crushed him into a mass of flesh. My son loves to talk the most. If you don't talk, you're definitely not my son. How dare you impersonate him? The White Lotus girl's lips turned white from fear. She stared in horror at her new specter dad. She looked enviously at the players with normal parents. The girl tremblingly reached out to hold her dad's hand. The comments appear again, no way. That female player is too comfortable. She just ran over and called her mom. And that tall guy, if he hadn't been foul-mouthed, he wouldn't have had his tongue ripped out. Karma is real. Wait, what is that newbie gnawing on? Isn't that a human hand? Has she been corrupted by the specters? The elite man saw me nonchalantly eating something. He took a closer look and his pupils dilated in shock, but he silently turned his face away and said nothing. Other players obviously saw me eating a hand too. Some just pretended not to see and stayed silent, eating under their gaze. Was a bit stressful. Do they want to steal my chicken foot? Besides, this is clearly a spicy chicken foot. Who says it's a human hand? Whose hand would smell this good? Alright, let's go home and eat. Aren't you hungry? You all should go back home too. As soon as I get home, I collapse on the sofa. Then I wriggle my way toward Mom. Mom, Mommy. She pushes my big head away in disgust. Get lost. I happily roll away. Dad comes out of the kitchen, carrying a steaming pot of chicken soup. Wife, daughter. Come taste the chicken soup I've been simmering for 4 hours. I'm instantly revitalized. I teleport to the dining table, ready to dig in. Mom taps my hand with her chopsticks. She gives me a look. Go, call your brother to eat. I just yell at the top of my lungs, Wan. Come out and eat. Grandma puts a chicken wing in my bowl. She smiles kindly. Such a big lad will go hungry. You eat a chicken wing first. Wan rushes out of his room and snatches the wing right out of my hand. Dad, your cooking is so good. I stomp on his foot with all my might. I give him a huge eye roll. Then I ask a question. Mom, what is this horror game? Did we travel to another world? The family members look at each other. When Wan was about to explain, but Mom stuffed a large chicken leg into his mouth. Mom winks at me. She makes a gesture of promotion. I can't say for now. Since you idle around at home all day anyway, it's good to have something to do now. I wanted to ask more, but I was interrupted by a loud commotion next door. I grab my bowl and slip over to watch the drama. Next door is that gentle mom and the player girl. A man with a fleshy, brutal face stands before them. The abusive man has a fierce expression. All sorts of nasty words fill the room. A worthless brat. Is she worth you protecting her like this? I'm so unlucky to have married a woman like you. He spits in disgust. He brutally grabs the woman's long hair. Blood drips down her neck and onto the girl. The girl is held tightly in the woman's embrace. Tears soaking her clothes. She seems to have forgotten this is a horror game. She summons her courage, picks up an ashtray from the table and throws it. The ashtray grazes the man's temple, leaving a bloody streak. This action directly enrages the abusive man. He grabs a kitchen knife and looks ready to swing. I'm so scared I throw my bowl directly at him. Oh yeah, saved her back. As a result, the abusive man directly shifts his attention to me. He raises the knife and charges at me. I instantly shrink back. Mom, Dad. Help, he's trying to kill me. My dad drops his gentle demeanor. He recognizes the abusive man and pulls out a 4-meter machete, swinging it down. The abusive man didn't have time to dodge and was sliced clean in half. The girl's eyes are still full of fear. She helps her bruised and battered mom walk out. She can't stop trembling at the sight of the 2 halves of the corpse. The woman doesn't think the killing is abnormal. She says gratefully to my dad, "Thank you both. Me and E are finally free from this monster. From now on, we mother and daughter will rely on each other." I share a complex look with the other player girl. We lock eyes for a moment. Dad pushes me back into our apartment. He says, "Kids shouldn't meddle in adults' business. Go eat." I obediently slip back to drink my soup. Grandma keeps feeding me more food. She looks at my double chin with heartache and says, "Oh my. Look how thin my Zaozeo's little face has become. Eat more." The next day, before 10 a.m., I was woken up by the system's mechanical voice. As good children, players, please go to the supermarket to help your parents buy groceries. I scratch my messy hair and take the wallet from my mom's hand. "Mom, I'm heading out." My brother Wenwan looks at me like he's seen a ghost. "Are you really going out dressed so disgustingly?" I'm still wearing a simple set of pajamas. "Is it disgusting?" I tug at the hem. "I don't think so. It's a very normal outfit." Wenwan insists I go back and change. Otherwise, he won't acknowledge me as his sister. I have to change my clothes. What can I do? I'm a good sister, after all. At the supermarket entrance, I meet up with the other players. Brother Wang looks around, counting the heads. Why is one person missing? The White Lotus girl weakly raises her hand. Yesterday he was in the room next to mine. He refused to eat cilantro and exposed his identity. Her body trembles imperceptibly. In the end, he was cooked in a hot pot by the specters. Brother Wang sighs helplessly. Exposing one's identity so carelessly. It's the first time he's seen it too. Let's go and then. Everyone remembers what they need to buy, right? We are all players. We need to unite and cooperate to pass this dungeon. So, everyone put your money together to buy the groceries. And then we'll divide them. This prevents some players from not having enough money. Naturally, no one listens to him. Everyone clutches their wallets tightly. Brother Wang gives a cold laugh. Since it's like this, don't come crying to me later when you run out of money. Everyone has a shopping list from their parents. I have nothing but a wallet. When I left, Mom just patted my head and said, "We have plenty of vegetables at home. Just buy whatever you want to eat. Remember to get a portion for your brother." The supermarket is filled with a dazzling array of goods, each with a price tag below it. But when someone picks up a bundle of bok choy and sees the price, they cry out, "Why is it so expensive?" The players' faces all look terrible, because everything in the supermarket is priced sky high. Bok choy is 100 yuan per pound. I sneak a peek into my wallet. Inside are several neatly stacked 10,000 yuan bills from the Bank of Heaven and Earth. Something's wrong. Look at me again. I quickly fill my cart with double portions of potato chips, chocolates, beef jerky, and other snacks. Brother Wang's hand is shaking as he holds his list. His specter parent only gave him 500 yuan, which isn't enough to buy everything on the list at all. A large warning sign at the checkout counter makes him shiver. If you don't have enough money, we don't recommend using any part of your body to pay the debt. He doesn't want to know the consequences of not buying everything, but he also can't trade his organs for money. Brother Wang immediately spots me, the soft target. With a fake friendly smile, he blocks my way. "Little sister, the game only said to buy the items on the list. Why are you buying double portions? You must have money left over. As long as you help me buy my groceries, I promise you, we'll clear this dungeon smoothly." I look at him like he's an idiot. He can barely save himself. How does he have the nerve to make such a big promise? Besides, this is my home. Even if I die and become a ghost, I'm staying here. Brother Wang sees I have no intention of paying for him and flies into a rage. He rushes over, using his physical advantage to pin me down, and directly from my pocket, he snatches the money away. The people around us seem like programmed robots. Ignoring the scene entirely, he licks his fingers and starts counting the stolen bills with a smug look. "You had to make me use force before you'd hand it over." Then he pulls out one bill and tosses it in my face. "Don't say I'm heartless. One bill should be enough for you to spend, right?" I hold the solitary bill, thinking about how I only reach his chest in height. And a wave of sorrow hits me. He really picked on the wrong soft target this time. Damn it, I'm going home to tell on him. The comments are all calling for justice for me. This veteran player is truly shameless. She only has one bill left. What can she buy? This female player is a goner. Prayers for her. Brother Wang is famous in the game for bullying the weak and fearing the strong. He specializes in scamming new players. How is a scumbag like him still alive in this game? Brother Wang has already filled his cart and is ready to pay. I can only sadly put the snacks back one by one. Just then, a shadow looms over me. When Wang pinches my cheek and pulls it, saying helplessly, "Why are you only brave at home? Why don't you fight back? You're usually pretty fierce when you're hitting me." He puts his arm around my neck and drags me over to settle the score with Brother Wang. I'm essentially being carried along by him as he floats over. When Wang twists Brother Wang's hand backward, he lets out a scream like a slaughtered pig. I cheer him on from the side. "Nicely done. Brother Wang turns around in a rage and comes face to face with the transformed, monstrous Wenwan. He collapses to the ground in terror. Countless tentacles extend from behind Wenwan, picking Brother Wang up and tossing him high. Bullying a girl? Are you even a man? Great Spectre, I didn't know she was your sister. I'll give all the money back to you. Wenwan remains silent and directly tears off one of his arms, stuffing it into his mouth and chewing it with relish. It was our family's money to begin with. Do you still think you're returning it? Just give me this hand as compensation, okay? The other players are trembling with fear. Anyone who had ideas about snatching money immediately abandoned the thought. Who knows if the person being robbed might have a Spectre family member backing them up? Baiyu looks enviously at the brother standing up for me, clutching the wallet in her hand thoughtfully. In the end, I return home fully loaded. As soon as we leave the supermarket, I start ordering Wenwan around. These tentacles of yours are pretty useful. From now on, you're carrying everything. He opens his giant mouth full of sharp teeth and says eerily, sister, you're only a tiger at home. Aren't you afraid I'll eat you? I give the soft flesh at his waist a hard twist. I smile thinly. Would you dare? Wenwan winces and instantly shuts his mouth, continuing to carry the bags with a pained expression. As for the others, most of their shopping lists overlapped. They pooled their money together to buy the items and then divide them. Brother Wang was the player with the least money and the longest shopping list. His Spectre parent didn't intend for him to go back alive at all, even with one arm gone. No matter how much he begged, no player was willing to lend him money. Naturally, no one wanted to do a thankless job, especially since Brother Wang might backstab them at any time. In the end, even after he mortgaged his own kidney, it still wasn't enough. Brother Wang gritted his teeth and gouged out his left eye just to make enough for the groceries. How did that newcomer get along so well with the Spectres? A Spectre actually stood up for her. Does she have some kind of background? Brother Wang really picked the wrong person to mess with this time. The most exciting moment of this dungeon is about to arrive. I almost met my end here. Congratulations to the players for surviving the first 2 days. The final day is Happiness Day. Note, family members will not harm players on this day. Please spend this happy day with your families. Even through the system's cold, mechanical voice, I detect a hint of malice. How could the final day of a horror game end so easily? Clearly, there's a catch. However, some players took it at face value. Among the new players is a high school student named Zhang Haoren. He was assigned to a normal human family, a gentle mother, a quiet father, and a cute little sister. For the first 2 days, Zhang Haoren barely dared to speak at home, fearful of violating some taboo and being killed by the Spectres. The family members were all very good to him. The way they interacted was no different from a regular family. He was lucky enough to begin with, but he couldn't help courting death. After hearing the system prompt, he started getting ideas. Zhang Haoren first coaxed his sister into her room and locked the door behind her. His heart was racing with panic and chaos. He stared fixedly at the room door, terrified that someone might walk in. The sister was frightened by his abnormal behavior. Her little lip trembled and she began to wail, trying to run out, only to be blocked inside the room by him. It was quiet all around. No one came over at all. The fear and grievance accumulated over 2 days suddenly surged up. Zhang Haoren's emotions completely collapsed. He just wanted to vent all the pent-up rage and terror he had suffered in the horror game. When the parents returned, they only saw Zhang Haoren. The mother was so overwhelmed with emotion that her vision went black and she fainted. The man hurriedly supported his limp wife. Looking at the scene before him, he rushed forward and grabbed Zhang Haoren's collar. Zhang Haoren turned pale with fright and repeatedly begged for mercy. He thought the system's prompt might be fake, but the expected punishment never came. The man's high-raised hand was actually frozen in place by an invisible force, unable to fall. Zhang Haoren was stunned for a moment. Then, seeing this strange situation clearly, he instantly became arrogant. He began to laugh maniacally and frantically. After a continuous roar of venting, he threw the unconscious mother into the bathroom. After he finished dealing with the bodies, he sat calmly on the sofa, waiting for the final victory to arrive. However, not long after, from the room where he stored the bodies, came the sound of clattering and banging. Zhang Haoren curled up on the sofa in terror, not daring to look up. You can't hurt me. You can't. 3 pairs of bloody feet appeared before him. Standing there were the family members he had just brutally murdered. Big brother. It hurts so much. Zhang Haoren instantly wet his pants. He tried to scramble away on all fours to escape. In the end, his mother used a kitchen knife to slice his flesh off piece by piece while he was still alive. Sigh, this family was so good to him. He could have just cruised to victory. I didn't think a player could actually be this stupid. Family members won't hurt the player. But once they are dead, they are no longer family. This boy in the school uniform looks a bit familiar. I remember, he was that criminal from back then, right? He luckily escaped the law back then. Someone like this deserves exactly what he got. I slept until noon. Before I heard about these tragedies in the neighborhood group chat, Bayu naturally heard about it too. She couldn't stand her Spectre parents anymore. They were constantly testing her identity every day. She was on the verge of a mental breakdown. Remembering the Spectre brother who protected me at the supermarket, she gritted her teeth and took a loan from the system to exchange for a high-level identity swap item. I was still blissfully drinking the old hen soup Dad brewed for me when suddenly the scene before my eyes changed. Sitting in front of me were actually my godparents. Before my godmother sat a bowl of witch's soup bubbling with eerie purple bubbles. On the table were also spicy human brains and charcoal-grilled human hands. My hand holding the chopsticks froze. I don't remember godmother's cooking being this bad. The 3 pairs of eyes on godmother's face bulged wide. She and godpapa looked at each other, and then they quickly packed away all the eyesore dishes on the table. From somewhere, they pulled out a table full of steaming, delicious food. Darling, why did you suddenly come over to godmother's house? Godmother didn't have time to prepare. I don't know. I just blinked and was here. Godpapa gave a cold laugh. It's obvious that the daughter who vanished is behind this. The one who took my place after I vanished. Sitting in my seat was Bayu. Bayu saw the bright and cozy dining room. The dining table was covered with all kinds of delicacies. Having been hungry for 2 days, she began to gorge herself without ceremony. She couldn't even bother to maintain her ladylike image. When Juan saw that I had suddenly been replaced by a strange woman, his face darkened, and he was about to flip the table. Mom held him down, looking at the still stuffing her face Bayu with a fake smile. Oh, you finally looked up. She looked shyly at Juan. Brother, Mom, Dad. I'm a bit hungry today. Dad brought out from the kitchen a pot of human brain tonic soup and placed it in front of her. Don't you usually have a bowl after every meal? She saw a human eye floating up in the soup and couldn't help but cover her mouth and retch. Juan watched her like he was watching a play. That's right. This is your favorite thing to drink. Seeing everyone gradually transforming into their monstrous forms, she tremblingly picked up the bowl and drained it in one gulp. Although family members cannot harm players according to the rules, can family members after an identity swap still be counted as one's own family? She didn't dare to gamble. As for me, after eating my fill, I started snacking on the treats in godmother's house. Godmother was so happy her eyes crinkled up. Trading a troublesome player for a well-behaved goddaughter was simply a bargain. Darling, sleep at home tonight. Godmother will send you back tomorrow. Isn't this a case of a scheme backfiring? That family is clearly targeting her. No. This female player is practically the darling of the Spectre world. Why does everyone like her so much? What item did she buy from the system mall? I'd go bankrupt just to get one. In an S-rank dungeon, the mortality rate isn't even that high. And so many people are actually still alive. I had just laid down on the soft, large bed when I heard the system prompt. Players, please escape the residential complex before 12 o'clock. Please rest assured that during this period, all Spectre family members will be in a normal human state and will not interfere with the player's escape in any way. The complex suddenly began to grow noisy. Outside the window, the horizon was enveloped in a red glow. Dad and Godmother suddenly couldn't be found either. The entire building was being consumed by flames. I wrapped myself in a wet quilt and ran toward home, my short legs moving as fast as they could. The system said all Spectres would become normal humans now. What if they get hurt? After hearing the system voice, some players saw that their Spectre parents had indeed become normal people and ran away without looking back. Bayu quickly escaped out the door after discovering the fire and locked the room door. She gave a cold laugh, threw the key directly downstairs, and ran. Making me drink human brain soup? Now just wait to be burned to death. When passing by Lin Yi's home, Bayu saw him carrying his mother with a broken leg on his back and mocked him. Do you really think she's your mother? Didn't you hear the system say to escape before 12 o'clock? You really are an idiot. Go ahead and wait for death by yourself. Lin Yi pretended not to hear and moved forward with difficulty. He at least wanted to get this mother who loved him to a safe place. He didn't notice the woman on his back, silently shedding tears. I climbed 10 floors in one breath to get to my front door. Black smoke kept billowing out from under the door. Continuous coughing came from inside the room, along with Mom's weak cries for help. I used my body to desperately ram the door. The scorching temperature turned my skin red. The moment the door was burst open, flames surged out fiercely, singeing my hair. After I hooked up to the fire hydrant, I aimed the hose at the flames, but not a single drop of water sprayed out. I gritted my teeth, wrapped myself tightly in the semi-wet quilt, and rushed into the sea of fire. Seeing the scene before me, I almost fainted. Dad was firmly shielding Mom and my brother. All three had completely stopped breathing. Beside them lay a fire extinguisher, with a broken trigger. I was so angry that I completely forgot this was a horror game. Mom and Dad wouldn't actually die. The comments popped up again. Is that Lenny stupid? He's actually risking his life to bring his mom along. That's just an NPC. Isn't that Wenzheo more or less the same? What are they thinking? This Baiyu is ruthless enough. It's one thing to run, but she actually locked the door. Haven't you noticed that all the firefighting equipment has failed? Is this the work of the horror game? The strong emotional impact stimulated my brain. After a bout of intense pain in my head, I finally remembered everything. Cold tears unknowingly fell on my neck. You finally remembered, Zayor. It took you this long to remember. Sister, you're not doing so hot. Obviously, that cheeky voice belonged to Wenwan. I excitedly lunged over. Wenwan teased, Sister. Are you excited to see that we're still alive? Are you surprised? How are you talking to your sister? Dad gave him a slap on the back of the head, making him wince in pain. The burnt half of Mom's face revealed white bone. The resentment on her body was almost piercing through the roof. Clearly, she was beyond furious at Baiyu's act of locking the door. Now, we should give those rule-breaking players a little lesson. The surviving players were all accelerating, rushing toward the complex gate. Behind them was a horde of specters in pursuit. The system's restrictions only applied to the specter families. On the final day, the specters wandering the complex were mostly mindless. Baiyu ran extremely fast, showing none of her usual fragile appearance. Just as a long, snake-like specter was about to touch her, she reached out and tripped the player running in front of her. That player immediately let out a piercing scream. His legs were eaten bit by the specter. The following army of specters instantly devoured him until not even bones remained. Baiyu continued running without looking back. This is a horror game. If you have no vigilance, who can you blame? There was even a ripple of a smile on her face. But soon, she couldn't smile anymore because our entire family appeared in front of her in a row. The skin on Wenwan's handsome face was half peeling off. His scorched yellow eyeballs stared fixedly at Baiyu. Mom teleported directly in front of her. You actually dared to lock the door? Are you prepared to die? Impossible. The rules said you had turned into normal people. How could you not be dead? You can't hurt me. The rules said you wouldn't stop me. She was completely scared out of her wits. Mom. I'm your precious daughter. Baiyu thought her item was still in effect. She hadn't noticed that below the instructions for use, there was a line of text smaller than ants. This item is ineffective against SSS rank specters. I couldn't listen to any more of this. Not only did you impersonate me, but you dared to lock my family in a burning room. I delivered a flying kick, sending her straight into a specter's wide-open mouth. The lower half of her body was bitten off instantly. I shook my leg at the screaming, mangled Baiyu. Who's your mom? These are all my family members. Baiyu was eaten bit by the swarming specters, dying even more miserably than the player she had dragged down. By the time Baiyu was completely gone, Linny slowly ran over carrying his mom. The specters present acted as if they didn't see him. Continuing to wander aimlessly, he found it very strange, but he couldn't bother with that much. The moment Lenny stepped out of the complex gate, the weight on him lightened. His mother turned into bits of starlight and dissipated. Thank you, Lenny. Because the very first rule of the game was to be a good family member. Congratulations, player Lenny, on clearing the S-rank dungeon, Happiness Complex. Due to force majeure, this dungeon will be permanently closed. 3 years ago, at the Happiness Complex, a shocking and appalling case occurred. A group of criminals seeking revenge against society disguised themselves as children of the residents. After tricking the security to enter, they maliciously started a fire, sabotaging the fire safety measures of the complex. Multiple households were unable to escape. Combined with the fact that the property management failed to replace expired fire extinguishers, the fire could not be extinguished quickly. I happened to be out that day. When I returned, the flames had already swallowed my home. The door was deformed by the heat and couldn't be opened at all. I pulled desperately on the fire hose, but I was in despair. Standing outside the door, listening to the shrill cries and wails from inside the room, I almost had a mental breakdown. In the end, due to inhaling too much smoke, I collapsed and lost consciousness right at the doorstep. My family members were invited by the horror game and directly became specters. Their only request was for me to be revived. So I became a player in the horror game, losing all my memories before death. But why is it necessary to be revived? This is where my family is. Congratulations, player Wenzheo, on unlocking the hidden ending. Become a specter, ha ha ha. Rule Ghost Stories, Chenqing invites you and your family to participate in this dungeon together. Moonlight Amusement Park.